For most of the world, eating has become a matter of sheer velocity. We consume calories in transit, at our desks, and behind steering wheels, prioritizing speed and convenience over almost everything else. To understand the culture of Paris, you have to look at how the city rejects that exact premise, starting with how it legislates its bread. Every morning, a precise ritual unfolds. Citizens queue up at the neighborhood boulangerie to buy a stable product whose standard of quality is so strictly guarded, it is literally written into French law. By law, a traditional baguette requires 4 exact ingredients: flour, water, salt, and yeast. They must be mixed, kneaded, and baked entirely on premises, prohibiting trucked-in dough. It cannot be frozen and must be sold the day it is baked. No government agency could police thousands of bakeries on its own. It is the locals, visiting their corner baker daily, who enforce the law, refusing to buy anything that falls short of the legal standard. The state treats the baguette as a public utility. By legislating the recipe and the process, the government guarantees that the most basic unit of the daily diet remains unchanged by industrial shortcuts, a baseline social contract demanding quality for everyone. That insistence on daily quality extends far past breakfast. Down the street, the neighborhood bistro takes that exact same demand for precision and applies it to lunch and dinner. You will not find white tablecloths or tasting menus here. Dishes like steak frites, the croque monsieur, and sole meunière were designed as reliable sustenance for the working class. Yet the chefs preparing these ordinary meals apply a deep, uncompromising exactness to the process. There is zero tolerance for sloppiness. Executing a simple pot-au-feu perfectly relies on exact timing, aggressive heat, and a master's understanding of foundational technique. But that technique is entirely dependent on the raw materials. To see where that daily precision actually begins, you have to look at the city's historic covered markets. Look at the handwritten price slates at Marché de l'Aigre or Beauvau. The stalls dictate what is available based entirely on what was pulled from the earth or the sea that morning. Because of this, the most authentic bistros refuse to print a permanent menu. If the fishmonger has excellent turbot, turbot is on the chalkboard. If the carrots are bruised, they don't get served. The farmer, the vendor, and the cook are locked in a daily feedback loop. The chef relies on the market's yield, and the neighborhood patron relies on the chef's honest execution. You don't have to wait for an anniversary or a promotion to eat well here. The bistro system ensures that a random Tuesday afternoon lunch is prepared with skill, making everyday eating a routine act of self-respect. Once the meal is over, the focus shifts outward. Stepping from the dining room to the café terrace moves you from the business of consuming calories to the business of existing in public. Rows of chairs face the sidewalk in a uniform line, turning the pavement into a stage and the patrons into a captive audience. The cost of an espresso covers the right to occupy valuable real estate. The transaction buys time, not just liquid. This contract grants you the table for as long as you wish. No waiter will bring the check, allowing unlimited hours to observe or argue. While the rest of the capital rushes by to get back to the office, the café terrace actively encourages you to stay completely still. This permission to stay converted the café terrace into a primary workspace for the architects of the Enlightenment and the planners of the French Revolution. Throughout the 20th century, writers like Simone de Beauvoir used these tables as their offices, trading private isolation for the noise of the public square. Jean-Paul Sartre practically lived at the Café de Flore, writing the defining texts of existentialism over endless rounds of coffee and tobacco. A city splinters if its residents only move between their private homes and their private offices. The bakeries, bistros, and cafés of Paris are engineered to interrupt that commute,